Good morning. Happy St. Patty's Day, and happy weekend. So listen, this is my very first live video, and before I hit the record button, I had crazy anxiety and I was freaking out a little bit. But now that I'm talking, I don't feel so bad. One of the many benefits of being a coach, I've only been one for 3 weeks, and I feel like I have already gotten out of my comfort zone and done a dozen different things that I would have never done before. So pretty exciting stuff. Before I get into my journey of how I became a coach and how I got into fitness and health, I want to tell you a little bit about me. So I am Amanda. I turned 29 this summer. I got married last September to my best friend, Justin. We have a fur baby named Dino. He's our little wiener dog, and we live in Omaha, Nebraska. For those of you wondering, we do not live on a farm. We do not have a cornfield near us, and we do not own a cow or a tractor. So we actually live in Omaha, which is a pretty big city. I was born and raised here, and I have been a certified hairstylist for going on 10 years. I've been into weightlifting for about 4.5. I've done a few marathons, as well as a powerlifting competition. This lifestyle is actually what saved my life, literally. My story is pretty long. It spans over 20 years, and I have a YouTube video where I shared all of my details, and it took about 40 minutes, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm going to condense it way down, so bear with me here. So from 5 years old to 14 years old, I was severely bullied for a few different things. I was 8 weeks premature, so I was a little slower, and I developed a lot slower than other children. I had a learning disability, so I was often taken out of class. I got extra help, and so I was often called retarded and stupid. And then I had hip development issues, so I kind of ran weird. I galloped more than ran until I was about 12 years old when I joined track. But my biggest flaw that I was made fun of for were my ears. So when I was born, they were rolled forward onto my face, and my mom had to unroll them like paper. And it took a lot of time for them to solidify, and when they finally did, the cartilage, they stuck way out. So every single day from 5 until I was 13, 14, I was called Dumbo, ugly, elf, and freak. And so every single day I came home just bawling to my mom. I actually had one bully in particular. I was 8 years old, it was 3rd grade, and he picked on me so bad. He'd stab me with pencils. He used to tackle me before I could reach my bus on the way home. And he eventually even broke my arm. Thankfully, he moved away shortly after that, so I never had to see him again. And my mom was up at that school constantly, trying to just help me and save me from this torment. But back then, bullying was viewed as kids being kids, and I was kind of just, I needed to suck it up. So I got to the point, it was the last day of 8th grade, and my mom said, you know what, we're going to get you plastic surgery. And so 13 years old, here I am, so excited to go get my ears pinned back. And I spent that whole summer before high school healing, because I had this giant head wrap deal, and I was just so excited to enter high school. I had all this confidence all of a sudden, and I started joining activities. I joined the discus team. I eventually joined dance later in high school. I also did modeling. But my freshman year, I joined color guard thinking that I'd be this awesome cheerleader, and like people would look at me and think, oh my gosh, she's so popular and amazing. And little did I know that color guard in the band is not cool. Not cool, and I was deemed a nerd. So at least I wasn't getting bullied about my appearance any longer, but I was in the social class of dork. It was when I was 14 that I was invited back to a party, And I had all this anxiety to meet these people, and I was introduced to alcohol. I had my first drink, I got drunk at 14, and I kind of thought, oh my gosh, this stuff, where's this stuff been my whole life? Because I didn't care about what people thought of me anymore. And it kind of was like a mask for me. And I still just didn't feel like I fit in, and I kind of used the partying and the drinking throughout high school here and there just to feel like I could fit in somewhere. Over the years, I had bad relationships. I went to more parties until I finally graduated high school. And then I entered a university to be a nurse. And I was in a relationship at the time where my boyfriend, he kept making comments about like, oh, you're getting chubby, or, oh, you know, you don't look like you used to look. And I just felt terrible. I started to feel terrible about my appearance again. I gained like the freshman 15. And so I thought, you know, what can I do to fix this? And I started puking. And so I didn't do it all the time. I wasn't like a full-fledged bulimic, but it would be like if I would emotionally eat and I'd go out and get fast food and I'd just be like, screw it, I don't care anymore. What's the point? Nobody thinks I'm beautiful anyway. So I'd eat, and then I'd feel like horrible. And so I'd go puke. And that lasted for some years. I did it on and off, and me and that boyfriend ended up breaking up because he cheated on me. But then, you know, over the course of just all these horrible feelings I had for myself, I started to drink more and more as well. And so as I'm drinking more, the emotional damage I had from all the years, even through when I was 5, 14, you know, all the years, it added up to just, I'd get so drunk that it would just hurt, and I would stew in this pain. And I remember I would carve into my arm when I was really, really, really drunk, on the verge of blacking out, and I would carve, and I just wanted to feel like that pain. You know, I wanted to feel physical pain because the pain I had inside for myself was so horrible. And so I lasted in the university for 2 years, and then I dropped out and I went into hair school, which was amazing because I was really, really, really good at it. I was top of my class, and it was great, but I still hated myself. I still looked in the mirror, and all the words that had been said to me over the years, like, you're not good enough, you're never going to be good enough, just haunted me. And so my bad habits continued to the point where I was getting drunk 3 to 4 days a week, and it was terrible. I'd look forward to blacking out so I wouldn't feel anymore. And this lasted until I was 24 years old, and that is when I had my wake-up call. And my wake-up call is a little graphic, so brace yourselves. It was Memorial Weekend, and I was talking to a guy I was interested in, and we were at a party, and we got into a fight. And of course, I'm drunk, and he passes out, and the next thing I know, I wake up, and I don't know where I'm at, and I'm naked, and my ex-boyfriend from months ago is next to me, and I'm like, what happened? And around me is all this black liquid around my head, and I'm like, what is going on? And come to find out, I guess I called my ex-boyfriend. I had him pick me up. We slept together, and I puked in my sleep. And that's black stuff around me was the Jaeger that I had overindulged on the night before. And I don't remember a blink of it. I don't remember anything. And the first thing I did was I was mortified, and I went home and I told that guy that I had been kind of talking to about what happened. And he said, you know what? I can't be with somebody who drinks to the point where they don't know what they're doing. And he said, I'll forgive you, but you need to quit drinking. And so I made it a point that I was going to stop drinking for a year. And ironically, that guy I had been talking to had his own addiction problems, and we didn't work out. But I wanted to stay the course, and I told myself, you know what, I can do this. This isn't me, and I don't want this for my life. So I went on to do my year of sobriety, I had to learn how to feel again. And I lost all of my friends that I had, and I just had my family around. And, you know, about 6 months into it, I really got in. Over that time, I started to deal with my emotions by lifting weights and fitness and fueling my body healthily. And I started to actually feel good on the inside for the first time ever. And it was just amazing. And I started to get addicted to this lifestyle. And at the 6-month point, I met Justin, my husband, and he's also into this lifestyle. And I just continued to practice more and more and get more into this lifestyle. And so over the past like 4.5 years, I have found complete peace with my past. And I really love myself so unconditionally. And I'm just grateful for life, for everyone that's around me, for every day that I wake up to. And this feeling is surreal. And so every fitness journey is not about weight loss all the time. It can be, I feel like it's so much more deeper, and it doesn't just bring you physical happiness. It brings you this internal happiness with yourself and with life and everything around you. And I have wanted to just help people feel this way, because I feel like a lot of people don't, and some people never will. And so people started to reach out to me as they saw me changing, and they asked for my help. And so I would spend hours typing up these emails and giving them recipes and, you know, trying to help them with their fitness, giving them tips. And they would either read it and say, oh, that's way too much, or they would not do it, or who knows if they even read the email. But it was wasting my time, and it wasn't helping anybody. And Danielle actually reached out to me a few times, and I ended up joining a sneak peek of what coaching is, because I don't think I quite understood it at the time. And I'm listening to these stories, and I'm like, holy crap, like, this is what I have been wanting to do. This gives me the tools. This gives me everything I need to help people, and then I get to stay in contact with them and make sure they're progressing. And, you know, at one point in time, I studied to be a trainer, and I was actually going to do that. And I kind of thought the same thing. I'm going to be in a gym, and who knows, they're going to maybe put in some work. I'm not going to talk to them. You know, I didn't have the accountability, and so I ended up not doing that because I thought it would waste my time as well. So when Danielle reached out to me, I thought, this is what I've been waiting for, because it's not just about working out. I get to help these people emotionally, and I get to change their life, their entire life, and I want them to feel what I feel. So I just feel so blessed that I was given this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. I hope we can grow our team and help so many more people. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be speaking to you Monday live. Thanks. Have a good weekend.